Welcome back to the Cash Kicks channel for expert sports analysis, the best team picks, total picks, and in-depth breakdowns based on previous performances. Stay ahead of the game with our winning insights. And for even more exclusive parlay picks, check out Channel in membership. Memphis Grizzlies versus Sacramento Kings. The Memphis Grizzlies arrive in Sacramento at 19-29, 11th in the Western Conference, carrying the weight of a 9-game losing streak. Across the floor, the Sacramento Kings sit at 12-39, 15th in the West, desperate to protect home court and salvage momentum in a season that has slipped away. The numbers suggest Memphis holds the edge, a 60.1% projected advantage. But projections don't stop skids. For two teams buried in the standings, this is about pride, direction, and proving there's still fight left in February. Memphis has already taken the first two meetings this season. Tonight offers Sacramento a chance to shift that narrative. For the Grizzlies, it's about ending the spiral before it defines them. Memphis averages 115.0 points per game while allowing 116.8. Sacramento scores 110.2 and surrenders 120.4. That defensive gap tells the story. Memphis struggles to close games, but Sacramento's resistance has been even thinner. The Kings shoot a slightly better 47% from the field compared to Memphis's 46%. Yet the Grizzlies control the glass at 45.9 rebounds per night to Sacramento's 41.0. Memphis also distributes better, 28.9 assists to 25.0. and protects the rim more effectively with 5.1 blocks per game. From long range, Sacramento gets stronger volume from Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, but Memphis counters with balance. The Grizzlies knock down 35.9% from three behind Jaren Jackson Jr.'s 35.9% and Cam Spencer's 45.9% clip in limited minutes. At the line, Memphis sits near 79 to 80% as a team, while Sacramento hovers in the mid to high 70s, with LaVine shooting 87.5% and DeRozan 86.6%. Offensively, Memphis leans on Jaren Jackson Jr., averaging 19.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.0 steal, and 1.5 blocks per game on 47.5% shooting. Ja Morant adds 19.5 points and 8.1 assists, shooting 41% from the field but nearly 90% at the stripe, injecting pace and penetration. Santi Aldama contributes 14.0 points and 6.7 boards with 48.1% efficiency. Sacramento answers with Zach LaVine's 19.8 points per game on 48.3% shooting and nearly 40% from deep. DeMar DeRozan delivers 19.2 points on 50.6% efficiency, living in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook orchestrates with 15.4 points and 6.7 assists, while Domantas Sabonis anchors inside with 14.5 points and 11.2 rebounds, shooting over 54% from the field. Defensively, Memphis's identity runs through Jackson Jr.'s rim protection and active hands, 1.5 blocks and 1.0 steal per night. Sacramento relies on Sabonis's rebounding and Westbrook's 1.4 steals to create transition sparks. The defining theme is clear: Memphis's rebounding and playmaking advantage versus Sacramento's perimeter scoring efficiency. Control the paint or control the arc. That's the battle line. Recent form only heightens the tension. Memphis has dropped 4 of its last 5, including tight losses to Houston, 108-99, and Charlotte, 112-97, but they did edge Minnesota 137-128 in a rare offensive breakout. The defense has cracked repeatedly, allowing 114 or more in 4 of 5. Over their last 5 outings, the Sacramento Kings have endured a stretch marked by inconsistency and defensive breakdowns. They fell to Washington, 116-112, in a tightly contested game, were outplayed by Boston, 112-93, and dropped a narrow 113-111 decision to Philadelphia. A high-scoring 139-116 loss to Detroit further exposed their vulnerabilities on the defensive end. Their only bright spot during this span was a convincing 103-87 victory over New York. Still, the broader trend is concerning. Sacramento has allowed 112 points or more in 4 of those 5 games, including the glaring 139-point defensive collapse. Breakdowns have become increasingly noticeable, especially in transition defense and on second-chance opportunities, where missed assignments and slow rotations have consistently cost them. This sets the stage for a star duel that could tilt the night. Ja Morant versus Zach LaVine is pace versus polish. Morant's 8.1 assists per game and relentless rim pressure challenge Sacramento's interior discipline. His 19.5 points may not jump off the page, but his tempo changes everything. LaVine, meanwhile, scores 19.8 per game with a smoother efficiency profile, nearly 40% from 3 and 87.5% from the line. He doesn't need high volume to impact the scoreboard. Inside, Jaren Jackson Jr. squares off with Domantas Sabonis in a matchup that could define the interior battle. Jackson offers elite rim protection, timing his contests well and altering shots even when he doesn't record the block. Offensively, his ability to stretch the floor with 35.9% shooting from 3 forces opposing bigs to defend in space, opening driving lanes for Memphis's guards. That versatility makes him a two-way anchor who can influence both ends of the court. Sabonis counters with physical rebounding and polished interior scoring, converting at an efficient 54.2% from the field. His strength on the glass creates extra possessions, while his touch around the rim and passing ability makes Sacramento's half-court offense flow. If Jackson stays out of foul trouble and protects the paint without sacrificing aggression, Memphis gains a key defensive edge. But if Sabonis establishes position early and controls the boards, Sacramento can dictate tempo, limit transition chances, and impose its preferred style of play. Tactically, Memphis wants to push the tempo, move the ball with purpose, and capitalize on Sacramento's 120.4 points allowed per game. The Grizzlies are most dangerous when they turn stops into transition chances, forcing defenses to scramble before they can get set. Expect plenty of high pick-and-roll action with Ja Morant initiating, collapsing the defense and forcing rotations that open clean looks for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Santi Aldama on the perimeter or in space along the baseline. Quick decisions and drive and kick sequences will be central to their approach. Sacramento, meanwhile, will look to counter by slowing the pace and leaning into structured half-court sets. Running offense through DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis allows the Kings to control rhythm, create favorable matchups, and reduce the number of chaotic possessions. By attacking switches, working inside out, and emphasizing shot selection, Sacramento can limit Memphis's transition opportunities while maximizing efficiency in a more deliberate style of play. Rebounding looms large in this matchup, and it could ultimately tilt the balance. Memphis carries a plus 4.9 advantage on the glass, a margin that often translates into extra possessions and valuable second-chance points. Those opportunities can be deflating for an opponent, especially for a Sacramento team that cannot afford to give away easy scoring chances. Limiting putbacks and securing defensive boards will be essential if the Kings hope to control tempo and dictate the flow of the game. Turnovers may also prove decisive in shaping momentum. Memphis averages 14.9 giveaways per contest, while Sacramento is close behind at 14.0, suggesting neither side has a major edge in ball security. That makes discipline, decision-making, and execution in late-game situations even more critical. In a tight contest, one careless pass or rushed possession could swing the outcome. The X factor? Russell Westbrook's pace control and Cam Spencer's perimeter shooting. If Westbrook pushes the tempo successfully, Sacramento can turn defense into offense. If Spencer stretches the floor at nearly 46% from deep, Memphis widens driving lanes for Morant. In the end, Memphis's balance and rebounding edge outweigh Sacramento's perimeter efficiency. The Kings can score, but they haven't proven they can string together defensive stops. Memphis, even amid the skid, has the structural advantages: playmaking, rim protection, and glass control. Still, I will go with Kings. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Sacramento Kings winner. Memphis snaps the streak behind rebounding dominance and late-game execution, steadying their season with discipline and defensive presence when it matters most. My second pick for this match is total over 226.5, Minnesota Timberwolves versus Toronto Raptors. The Minnesota Timberwolves arrive at 31 and 25th in the Western Conference, fighting to stay within striking distance of Denver and Oklahoma City while holding off the pack behind them. Across the floor, the Toronto Raptors sit at 30 and 21, fourth in the East, just 2.5 games behind Boston and locked into a tightening Atlantic Division race. This isn't just cross-conference action. It's positioning, leverage, and identity on the line. Minnesota enters with a slight edge in projected outcome, a razor-thin margin that mirrors how evenly matched these teams look on paper. One team leans into power and paint control. The other thrives on ball movement and perimeter versatility. Something has to give. Minnesota scores 119.5 points per game, shooting 48.2% from the field, 37.6% from three, and 75.0% at the line. They pull down 44.9 rebounds, dish 26.6 assists, and generate 8.7 steals and 5.6 blocks per night while allowing 114.5 points. It's a profile built on balance, efficient scoring, physical rebounding, and rim protection anchored by Rudy Gobert's 11.3 boards and 1.7 blocks per game. Toronto counters with 113.6 points per game on 48.2% shooting, 37.6% from deep, and a sharper 78.5% from the stripe. They average 29.3 assists, a clear stylistic marker, along with 43.1 rebounds, 8.5 steals, and 4.8 blocks, surrendering 112.2 points per contest. The Raptors don't overwhelm with volume, they dissect with movement. Anthony Edwards sets the tone for Minnesota. He's producing 29.7 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, while shooting 49.4% overall and 40.7% from three. Julius Randle adds 22.2 points and 6.9 boards with 33.1% three-point shooting, giving the Wolves a secondary scorer who can bully smaller defenders. Gobert remains the defensive backbone, controlling the glass and deterring drives. Toronto's offense flows through Brandon Ingram's 21.9 points per game on 47.0% shooting, while Scotty Barnes contributes 19.3 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.3 steals, and 1.6 blocks. A stat sheet stuffer who impacts every possession. Emmanuel Quickley orchestrates at 16.8 points and 6.1 assists, shooting 37.0% from beyond the arc. The Raptors' structure is clear: length, versatility, and playmaking at multiple positions. The defining theme is Minnesota's scoring power and rim protection versus Toronto's ball movement and defensive length. Can the Wolves dictate tempo inside, or will the Raptors' assist-heavy attack stretch them into uncomfortable rotations? Recent form sharpens the tension. Minnesota has won 4 of its last 5, including statement victories over Dallas, 118-105, and Oklahoma City, 123-111. Their lone stumble was a tight 137-128 loss to Memphis, a reminder that defensive lapses can creep in when pace accelerates. Offensively, they've cleared 118 points in 3 of the last 4 wins, showing rhythm and confidence. Toronto has also taken 4 of 5, highlighted by a 130-101 dismantling of Oklahoma City and a 130-120 win over Orlando. Even in their loss to New York, they remained competitive deep into the fourth quarter. The Raptors are trending upward offensively, cracking 110 points in 4 of 5 while maintaining defensive discipline. Then there's the headliner, Anthony Edwards versus Brandon Ingram. Edwards plays downhill. Explosive first step, confident pull-up, lethal catch-and-shoot range. He's shooting nearly 50% from the field and over 40% from 3, a devastating blend of volume and efficiency. When he gets 2 feet in the paint, Minnesota's spacing opens like a curtain. Ingram is surgical. At 47% from the field and 83.6% from the line, he scores within the flow. Mid-range touch, length over smaller defenders, poised decision-making. He won't overpower, he'll outmaneuver. And Scotty Barnes looms as the true swing presence in this matchup, the kind of multi-dimensional contributor who can subtly reshape the game's rhythm on both ends. His 8.3 rebounds per contest underscore his ability to clean the glass and immediately push the pace, turning defensive stops into transition opportunities before the defense can organize. Beyond the numbers, his defensive versatility makes him a strategic chess piece, capable of switching across multiple positions and matching up with several of Minnesota's primary scorers without compromising structure. Barnes can contest on the perimeter, battle in the post, and disrupt passing lanes with his length and anticipation. If he controls the boards, facilitates in space, and applies consistent defensive pressure, Toronto gains a dynamic edge that can swing momentum in critical stretches. Tactically, Minnesota will look to impose its will on the glass from the opening tip. Averaging 44.9 rebounds per game, they rely heavily on controlling possessions, and Rudy Gobert's interior presence anchors that effort on both ends of the floor. By limiting Toronto to one-and-done opportunities, the Timberwolves can ignite their transition attack and generate easier scoring chances before the defense gets set. Securing defensive rebounds also allows them to dictate tempo and play through their preferred offensive sets. Ball security will be equally important. With an average of 13.8 turnovers per game, minimizing mistakes ensures they maximize possessions and fully utilize their scoring depth. If they protect the ball and consistently win the rebounding battle, Minnesota can create a steady advantage that compounds over 4 quarters. Toronto's clearest path to success lies in controlling pace and committing to crisp, purposeful ball movement. Averaging 29.3 assists per game, they've consistently shown a willingness to move the ball side to side, probe the defense, and wait for high-quality looks rather than settling for rushed attempts. By stretching Rudy Gobert away from the rim through pick-and-pop actions and 5-out spacing, they can open driving lanes and create scoring opportunities in space. Attacking downhill forces Minnesota's wings into difficult rotational coverage, where communication and closeouts are tested. If Emmanuel quickly dictates tempo, limits turnovers, and keeps the offense organized, Toronto can stay in rhythm. Meanwhile, Scotty Barnes' activity in passing lanes and on-ball pressure could disrupt Minnesota's flow, turning defense into transition chances and swinging momentum in the Raptors' favor. Bench depth will play a pivotal role in this matchup. Minnesota's second unit must generate consistent offense and maintain tempo when Anthony Edwards is off the floor, preventing scoring droughts that can quickly shift momentum. Shot creation and steady ball movement from the reserves will be essential to keeping defensive pressure off the starters. On the other side, Toronto's wing rotation needs to capitalize on open perimeter looks, particularly when help defense collapses into the paint. Knocking down catch-and-shoot threes will be key to stretching the floor and forcing defensive adjustments. Ultimately, the outcome may come down to late-game execution at the free throw line. In tight situations, composure matters, and Toronto holds a slight advantage given its stronger team free throw percentage and overall consistency from the stripe. In a game this balanced, small margins decide outcomes. One extra offensive rebound, one timely block, one transition three. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Minnesota Timberwolves winner. The Timberwolves' scoring ceiling and interior control give them the narrow advantage. Edwards' shot-making combined with Gobert's defensive gravity should create just enough separation in the fourth quarter. Toronto's movement will keep it tight, but Minnesota's offensive firepower and rebounding edge ultimately close the door. My second pick for this match is total over 222.5. New Orleans Pelicans versus Milwaukee Bucks. The lights come up at Fiserv Forum with two teams hovering around the playoff line, both desperate to stabilize their seasons. New Orleans arrives at 13-39, sitting near the bottom of the Western Conference Southwest Division, while Milwaukee stands 19-29, 10-12 at home, and fighting to stay relevant in the Eastern Conference Central race. The matchup predictor gives the Pelicans a slight edge at 54.1%, but this feels anything but comfortable for either side. For New Orleans, it's about salvaging momentum and proving their offensive firepower translates on the road. For Milwaukee, it's survival in a crowded East. Protect home court or risk sliding further out of contention. The stakes aren't just about tonight, they're about direction. New Orleans averages 114.0 points per game, slightly higher than Milwaukee's 111.1. The Pelicans rebound at a strong 43.8 per night compared to the Bucks' 40.6, and they also generate more steals, 9.0 to 7.6, and blocks, 4.7 to 4.1. Milwaukee counters with sharper efficiency, 48% from the field to New Orleans' 46%, and better ball movement at 26.1 assists per game versus 24.7. Defensively, the Bucks allow 115.6 points per game. The Pelicans give up 120.6, a telling gap that frames this matchup. New Orleans leans heavily on Trey Murphy III, who pours in 21.6 points per game on 47.1% shooting and an elite 89.2% at the line. He spaces the floor with 3.0, made threes per night at 36%, and adds 5.8 rebounds and 3.6 assists. Zion Williamson provides interior force with 21.4 points on 57.7% shooting, while Derek Queen anchors the glass at 7.4 rebounds and contributes 4.3 assists from the center spot. The Pelicans' style is athletic, aggressive, and opportunistic in passing lanes, but their defensive consistency remains a concern. Milwaukee runs through Giannis Antetokounmpo, delivering 28.0 points, 10.0 rebounds, and 5.6 assists per game, while shooting a dominant 64.5% from the field. He's efficient inside, relentless in transition, and the engine behind every run. Kevin Porter Jr. adds 16.8 points and 7.4 assists, providing downhill pressure and secondary creation. Ryan Rollins chips in 16.5 points with 1.6 steals, giving Milwaukee perimeter activity. The Bucks are more deliberate offensively, fewer possessions, more half-court execution. But when Giannis accelerates, the game tilts quickly. The defining theme tonight is interior dominance versus perimeter pressure. Milwaukee's identity lives in Giannis's paint control and efficient scoring. New Orleans counters with length, rebounding, and transition scoring fueled by steals and athletic wings. Recent form sharpens the tension. The Pelicans have split their last 5 going 2-3. They dropped tight games to Charlotte, 102-95, and Oklahoma City, 104-95, but responded with convincing wins over Memphis, 114-106, and San Antonio, 104-95. The offense has hovered around the low hundreds, showing balance but not explosive separation. Milwaukee has also stumbled to a 2-3 mark over its last 5 contests, a stretch that has highlighted both its offensive firepower and its defensive inconsistency. Losses to Boston, 107-79, and Philadelphia, 139-122, underscored troubling lapses, particularly against high-level shot creation and transition pressure. The defeat to the 76ers was especially revealing, as breakdowns in coverage and slow rotations led to extended scoring runs. Still, the Bucks responded with a convincing 131-115 victory over Chicago, showcasing their ability to reset and overwhelm opponents with pace and spacing. Even in their setbacks, they've continued to push tempo and generate points, surpassing the 100-point mark in 4 of those 5 games. That offensive baseline keeps them competitive, but defensive volatility, particularly in containing dribble penetration and protecting the arc, remains the true swing factor that could determine whether they stabilize or continue to fluctuate. The centerpiece is unmistakable. Trey Murphy III versus Giannis Antetokounmpo. Murphy operates with a smooth, understated efficiency that quietly tilts games. His jumper is fluid and repeatable, his drives measured and balanced, and his free throw accuracy a steady source of reliable points. He thrives when the ball pops around the perimeter and the offense flows organically, slipping into open space and capitalizing on defensive overreactions. Rhythm is everything for him. Once established, he can string together scoring bursts without forcing the issue. Giannis, by contrast, is controlled chaos embodied. 28 points on 64.5% shooting speaks to relentless pressure at the rim and an almost unfair blend of length, strength, and coordination. He doesn't simply score, he overwhelms. Defensive schemes collapse inward to contain his downhill attacks, often sacrificing perimeter coverage or risking foul trouble in the process. While Murphy stretches the defense horizontally with spacing and shooting gravity, Giannis bends it vertically, compressing the paint and warping help responsibilities. The contrast isn't just stylistic, it's structural, shaping how each defense must align and react possession after possession. If Murphy finds an early perimeter rhythm and compels Milwaukee's defense to stretch beyond its comfort zone, the floor immediately widens for New Orleans. Extended coverage on the arc creates driving lanes for Zion Williamson to attack downhill with force, while also freeing Queen to operate in space and exploit defensive rotations. That spacing dynamic shifts help assignments and tests communication on every possession. Conversely, if Giannis Antetokounmpo establishes deep post position and consistently seals his defender near the rim, Milwaukee can dictate both tempo and physicality. Paint dominance not only produces high-efficiency looks, but also pressures the whistle, potentially steering foul trouble and rotation patterns. Ultimately, the duel transcends raw scoring totals. It's about gravitational pull. Whichever star commands more defensive attention reshapes the geometry of the court, bending matchups and momentum in his team's favor. Tactically, keep a close eye on the battle of the boards. New Orleans carries a plus 3.2 rebounding differential per game, a margin that often translates into valuable second-chance points and extended possessions. Securing offensive rebounds allows them to control tempo and apply sustained pressure on the defense. Milwaukee cannot afford to rely solely on its bigs. Gang rebounding from guards and wings will be essential to prevent players like Trey Murphy III and Zion Williamson from generating extra opportunities around the rim. Limiting those putbacks could be the difference in a tight contest. Turnovers will also loom large. The Pelicans average 9.0 steals per game, an indicator of their active hands and anticipation in passing lanes. Live ball turnovers can quickly ignite transition runs, flipping momentum within a matter of possessions and swinging entire quarters in their favor. Spacing versus rim pressure defines half-court sets. Milwaukee's 48% shooting reflects efficient shot selection, but their 26.1 assists show they rely on ball movement to free shooters. New Orleans must contain dribble penetration from Porter Jr. and wall off Giannis without surrendering open perimeter looks. Bench depth and late-game poise loom large. Milwaukee's home floor offers emotional lift, but their defensive rating under pressure has wavered. New Orleans, though flawed defensively overall, has shown resilience in tight scoring margins when their wings control tempo. The X factor? Free throws and foul discipline. Giannis's aggressiveness forces contact, while Murphy's 89.2% at the line punishes mistakes. Whichever team manages the whistle better will control rhythm. Milwaukee leans on efficiency and interior control at home. Giannis's 28-point, 10-rebound presence, combined with steadier defensive stretches, should neutralize New Orleans' rebounding edge just enough. Still, I will go with Pelicans. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is New Orleans Pelicans winner. Milwaukee's edge in shooting efficiency and half-court execution proves decisive. In a game defined by paint pressure versus perimeter balance, the Bucks' discipline at home steadies them and keeps their postseason hopes alive. My second pick for this match is total over 220.5,